What's up, you guys? Welcome back into iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast, the Battleground Podcast. I got my tag team partner, Eli, and we've got the GOATs, Will Ospreay, on the show with us today. How are you doing, sir?
I'm having a wonderful time, mate. How are you? You good?
We are doing good, and I will tell you, when we do these interviews, Eli usually wears a t-shirt for whoever we're doing an interview with. So he's wearing the old New Japan tracksuit. And this is the first time that I'm leading way, taking a play out of Eli's book, and we're wearing, the Will Ospreay t-shirt. Supporting you all around there, bud. But you got a big match this weekend. We're here for Bound for Glory. When that was announced, the internet was like, "Oh my God, it's Will Ospreay at Bound for Glory." What are you thinking about heading into Bound for Glory? How's your thought process? How's everything going heading into this big event this weekend?
I'm curious about the fan reactions, more importantly, because while I'm sure my wrestling has got out there and a few people have seen it in high spectacle situations, I do know that Impact has its own fan base. So maybe they haven't seen anything of me. Maybe since that 2016 run at the start, how I've matured and how I've grown, and are they happy to see me back? Are they going to side more with Mike Bailey? I don't know. I'm just interested in seeing how the crowd reacts, more importantly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a loud pop for both of you guys. And, this is what's great is because we've been following your career for a while, and, you've had a hell of a year in 2023, and we've got less than 3 months left to go. Was this the year that you wanted the world to take notice of Will Ospreay, and have you achieved that goal?
Yeah, 100%. I wanted to make everyone take note because for the last 3 years, New Japan had its hands tied together with the pandemic, and we struggled so hard to keep the fans' attention, because the reality was nobody wants to watch clap crowd wrestling. So hard to say. Nobody wanted to watch it, but even though the matches were incredible, it's next to impossible to watch. So I felt like, even though I'd done a good job of keeping my head above water and keeping New Japan going with the matches that I was doing, the caliber especially, I also wanted to remind people, the moment that we got crowd noise back, it is about that participation with the fans. And I can really, because I think then people started watching more. We started getting the crowd noise back at that Tokyo Dome, which I was finding this so crazy to say it, but I've performed at Wrestle Kingdom, which was New Japan's biggest show. I've done All In, which is AEW's biggest show, and now I'm doing Bound for Glory, which is Impact's biggest show. Mm-hmm. So to just go through that list and just go wrestler after wrestler after wrestler, and having this incredible list from the start of the year, but the majority of it is becoming these last 3 months, the game changer in terms of wrestler, in terms of there has never been anyone that has ever racked up these wins before. So that's why I think, for me, the moment that it was the restrictions are off, all eyes are on me. Can I handle that pressure? And for me, I didn't just handle the pressure. I became the backbone to everybody watching New Japan Pro Wrestling again. It was us, and that driving factor of, if Will Ospreay is in this match, it's can't miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Speaking of big matches, you just came off another classic bout with Zack Sabre Jr. A lot of people are almost kind of comparing you guys to Rock versus Stone Cold. You guys just always find yourselves back in the ring. Y'all kind of have that rivalry, I guess.
That I was about to say, me and Zach talking Rock and Austin probably wouldn't happen, but I understand what you mean, common rivals.
Yeah, common rivals. There we go. You were able to retain your IWGP UK title. Speaking of that opponent, how much has Zach grown maybe since the last time you faced him, and where would you rate him kind of in modern competitors? I mean, is he a top 10 level, or has he still got a ways to go?
Oh, mate, what people need to remember is I was the one once upon a time chasing Zach. For years, I was the young one in our feud. I was always the guy chasing and wanting to find a way to dethrone Zack Sabre Jr. And while I had some wins over him in places like PWG. They were quick victories. I had him just for those 3 seconds. Growing into like finally finding my heavyweight feet and understanding how to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. From there, it's always been an equal battle. But Zack has played such a tremendous part of my growth as a wrestler without ever being on my side. He's always been opposite me. And I think that is the reason why I've grown so much as a wrestler, is because Zack has been leagues and leagues the best technical wrestler that anyone's ever seen. And to always be in the ring with someone who's always thinking 10 steps ahead of what you're thinking makes you constantly adapt to want to become a better professional wrestler. I hold Zack Sabre Jr. in the top 5 best wrestlers in the world, period.
I mean, that's a solid play right there. I mean, I wouldn't argue with you on that one. So this weekend we've got Impact Wrestling present friends at Fight TV. If you head on a, you can actually win a fight. Tickets officially sold out, and you're stepping in the ring with another world-class athlete, Speedball Mike Bailey. U.S. audiences are finally getting a taste of him for the first time in the States. When did you become aware of him? And I guess, what are your keys to success in this highly anticipated matchup?
When was I first? Like Mike Bailey first came into my view around like 2014 when he was going to PWG. Quite a lot though, and I remember even before the pandemic kicked in, Mike Bailey was always over in England with Rev Pro, or I think he did a lot of Fight Club Pro back then as well. But like, I know he was in England quite a lot, so I would always keep an eye on him. And I think this is one of the things I'm fascinated while wrestling Mike, because we're very similar in terms of we love stretching ourselves out and testing ourselves against the world's best. And I think that's why me and Mike Bailey are the 2 last world beaters of wrestling. We go out, we face the world's best and go out and conquer. Like with the Jericho and the Kenny and the Okada matches, I was always climbing up to their level. For the first time, me and Mike are nigh on the same level, both entering our primes. For the first time like this, I don't know if this has actually happened in wrestling for a very long time, where it is 2 guys on complete opposite sides of the earth, but that same type of career path, and now coming together, entering their prime, both world beaters at this point. I think that's what excites me now, and it's on this type of stage. Like Impact is a big stage to be doing it on. Like Impact are the guys that developed AJ Styles, Pete Williams, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns. They generated a whole different style, and now for the first time, 2 of the wrestlers at this caliber are going to meet in that. Oh man, it does excite me.
And Chicago's obviously a rabid wrestling town, so
appreciative. They're like smart. They understand. They are like excited and like, whilst bloodthirsty for violence, like an intelligence behind the physical torment that is going along in that ring. Like Chicago is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean this match easily could have been the main event. So I mean, everyone is buzzing about it. Not long after this, you returned to Impact. This time at Newcastle at the Walker Dome. You face off with one of the most decorated stars of the last 20 years, Eddie Edwards. He is a Ring of Honor and Impact Wrestling Triple Crown winner, so he is heavy decorated as yourself. Were you a fan of his prior to this matchup being announced? And how do you see his style of offense kind of matching with yours in the ring?
I mean, like, I was always a huge Eddie Edwards fan. Like, loved the Wolves, loved him, loved his Ring of Honor runs. I thought he was like one of the standout singles wrestlers, and I knew how good he was. And seeing him collect the GHC Heavyweight Championship really did make me smile for him, because he was going to now be recognized as one of the best wrestlers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't paid that much attention. I know he's gone through a lot of change, but like the one thing that I've always been knowing of is that he's still got that in him. No matter what situation, he can turn it on whenever he wants to. So I want it to be, I want that GHC heavyweight champion vibe, and I will bring my IWGP World Heavyweight Championship vibe. I want a war between two of the Gaijin aces, and I want to see that battle take place in Impact, and to do it in Newcastle is going to be incredible.
Oof, yeah.
I mean, just sitting here thinking about that match, getting goosebumps about it. And you talk about bringing that IWGP Championship vibe to that match. It seems like you've got some unfinished business in New Japan. Do you feel like you're the man that can beat Sanada and become that IWGP World Champion once again?
It is no question. Like, I have eclipsed Sanada every single time. And even now, when you watch the difference in our singles matches, the difference in the people that are paying attention for those singles matches, I clearly am in that position to be a world heavyweight champion. It's just not come my way yet. I haven't been able to call my shot. But until then, watch me make the UK Championship mean more than the World Championship. And I'm doing that with that classic match with Yota Tsuji, with the way that I won it against Kenny Omega, with the guys I've defeated along the way in Okada, Chris Jericho, Shingo Takagi, and now defending it against Zack Sabre Jr. It was probably going to be another 5-star match, I'm going to guess. Probably when I go on Twitter now, it'll probably be the same. To do that and to know that guy couldn't beat me on his best day, I know I could be world champ again.
And when you get that strap again, is your intention the same? You're going to take that all over the world and defend it?
The story never changed, my friend. The story never changes.
Nice.
Now, I will tell you this, and we have good track record on this show that you already have a title anyways, but we're saying that you're going to go after that IWGP too. So when you come on the show, you go on to win gold. So you're in good favors with us, because I'm pretty sure within the next year that IWGP will be in Will Ospreay's hands. Thanks for coming on this show, because that's why. Here's a fun question, and we always like to do this part in the show where we go to ChatGPT to ask a wrestler a question. And sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. I think today's question is going to be funny for you. If you had to wrestle a grizzly bear, what would your finishing move be? And do you think you could pull off a suplex on a bear without getting barely injured? Pun intended. That was from the computer.
Yeah, I think I could do a suplex on a bear, but then I think the bear would fuck me up shortly after. Right.
I mean, you could throw your name up there with Tracy Smothers as wrestling a bear, so you can be in good company.
But what type of bear is it? If it's a polar bear, you're fucked. If it's a brown bear, you might have a chance. If it's a grizzly bear, that's a bad bear. Black bears are kind of hard to do it on as well. Like koala bear, easy.
Koala bear, that's easy.
Depends on the bear. I think yeah.
Panda bear?
I wouldn't want to do it. I like those guys.
I think they're deceptively strong too, and I think they're deceptive killers. Like, they're cuddly, but then I think they can really mess you up. So
yeah. Oh, we're talking about like panda movies or something like that. Like, we get like the killer shark all the time. We get like the killer crocodile. We want like killer panda. That'd be great.
We did get cocaine bear recently, so
I haven't seen it yet. I need
you
I
haven't?
No, that seems like my type of film to like watch. It seems like batshit crazy, doesn't it?
But
it's real, isn't it? It's real. Like,
yeah, it's
real
based out of
story.
I think it's out of Knoxville, and
it was in Tennessee. Yeah, that actually happened in
and
Tennessee.
there's a place up in Kentucky that has the cocaine bear stuffed and taxidermied in a mall.
That's so funny.
So if you ever get down south towards us, you have to go to that Kentucky mall. You've seen the cocaine bear.
The bear did actually like kill people, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now I think
glorify it. There's like putting a statue that's been killed.
Yeah. Now I think they glorified some of it. Like, I think they added some stuff to make it a movie. But yeah, that was a real thing. So
yeah, interesting stuff. Well, I know you're a very busy man, and you don't have much time left with us. And I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. You've been a guest that we've been trying to get on for the longest. And of course, you got a big match this weekend, you and Speedball at Bound for Glory. Real quick, before we let you go, is there anything you want to say to anybody that's watching or listening to this right now?
No, just thanks for the support throughout all the years, man. Like, it's been like a crazy journey, and the way that next year's looking, I have no idea which direction I'm ever going to be in wrestling. But like, the one thing's always going to remain: no matter where I am the best wrestler in the world, and I cannot underestimate my gratitude towards everyone that's ever supported me. It's been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to keep going.